Tote number 6. Tote number 7. And go.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel today. My name is Matt, this is Firewood in the Field, and I'm glad that you're here. If you've been following the channel for a while, today might be the day. If you've had sleepless nights and can't stop thinking, wondering, asking yourself, gosh, how many totes of firewood is Matt going to get out of those piles? Well, I'm going to try to answer that question today. I don't know if I'll be that productive. I'm going to try. If I have to have a follow-up video, I will. But you can see over here, that is the remnants of the first pile. And I've made 4 totes already with what you see left in that pile. I don't think I'll get a 5th. I'll probably get a good half a tote. Those couple up there are pretty good size. I'm going to finish this remnants and then move the splitter closer to pile number 2. So I don't have to walk so far, and then we'll get started. So I've got 4 totes created already. This will be tote number 5. And my goal today is to produce as much as I can. I'd like to get 4 more totes done today. That'll get to, if I get that far, that's the 8 that I thought I would get. We'll see if that's enough. Stay tuned to find out. All right, and of course the 28 Pro X doing its thing, making lots of firewood, a lot faster than my other equipment. I really love this splitter. But I'm going to spend a few minutes scraping the mud off of these rounds, getting them in position, getting everything ready so I can be as efficient as possible. Cherry just discovered that the pond is about open. No, I don't think she got in the pond. Hey, Cherry. Hi. How are we doing? Have a good day in the wood yard? Yeah?
Alright, I'm not sure how well the camera's picking it up with the pile of rounds kind of in the line of sight behind the tote. This tote's almost full with that leftover pile. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and shut the camera off, let it charge a little bit, and I'm just gonna bring a handful of rounds over and just finish this tote off before I move everything over. Since I'm so close to having this tote full, I don't feel like picking it up just to move it over a few feet. It is tote number 5 out of the whole dump truck rounds from Thom's place.
All right, that tote is finished. I'm gonna go in and get some lunch, and I hope I keep my motivation up because I got a whole nother pile to work on. For now, I'm gonna get this tote moved, get the splitter moved over to here.
Alright, I'm back out after lunch. I'd like to get at least 2 more totes done today. It's already 2 o'clock. I spent a little more time inside than I meant to, but hey, it's the weekend. I'm allowed to relax a little bit if I want. Planning to just do all this on time lapse. I don't want to bore you with just repetitive, the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm probably just going to leave the camera right here for this entire tote. Every time I stop and reposition and get enough different camera angle, it takes time away. So this is the 6th tote. This empty one that's right here. This will be the 6th tote split out of the 2 piles. Weather got nice. The sun came out just a little bit, so I had to lose the hoodie. And the temperature is beautiful. I'm gonna have some Cardinals baseball on the radio while I'm splitting. It don't get much better than that. A day outside in the wood yard splitting wood, listening to some Cardinals baseball. All right, everybody. I'm gonna go get to it.
Okay, everybody, it's going to be a wrap. So my apologies. Beginning of the video, I said today was the day. If you've been waiting on pins and needles to figure out just how many totes of wood I'm going to get out of this pile, you might have to wait just a little longer. But for today, tote number 7 right there. I believe I got plenty left in pile number 2 to make tote number 8. Probably more than a tote right there, honestly, looking at the pile. Not sure if it's enough for 2 totes or not, but I will be happy to be wrong. I'm just glad I at least got the 8 totes I projected, or, well, I will get the 8 totes I projected. Love it if I was wrong and I get a little bit more out of the deal. Gonna go in, rest up. Me and my son got the house to ourselves. Wife and daughter are out for a gymnastics event. So I'm gonna go in, probably order some Dominoes instead of cooking something, and just relax for an evening. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'd also appreciate it if you hit any of those like and subscribe buttons that you might want to hit. From Matt at Firewood in the Field, see you next time.